Hello everyone. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of probability with a brain-bending puzzle, the Monty Hall Problem. Imagine yourself on a game show, standing before three closed doors. Behind one door is a shiny new car, your dream ride. Behind the other two doors, well, let's just say you wouldn't want to take those home. Goats. Yes, goats. It sounds silly, but this problem has stumped even the sharpest minds. The game show host, the ever so charming Monty Hall, asks you to pick a door. You go with door number 1, hoping fortune favors your choice. But here's the twist. Monty, knowing where the car is, opens one of the remaining doors, revealing a goat. He then offers you a chance to switch your choice to the other unopened door. The question is, do you stick with your original choice, or do you switch? This, my friends, is the crux of the Monty Hall Problem. It's a counterintuitive puzzle that forces us to rethink how we perceive probability and make decisions. To truly grasp the mind-boggling nature of this problem, let's scale things up. Imagine 100 doors instead of 3. You pick one, hoping for that elusive car. Monty, in his infinite generosity, then opens 98 other doors, revealing a herd of goats. Would you stick with your initial choice knowing it had a mere 1 in 100 chance of being right? Or would you switch to the single remaining door, which now holds a whopping 99 out of 100 chance of hiding the car? The choice seems obvious now, doesn't it? This exaggerated example highlights the power of switching. It demonstrates how Monty's actions provide you with valuable information, shifting the probabilities in your favor. The Monty Hall Problem isn't just a game show quirk. It's a powerful illustration of how our intuition can sometimes mislead us in the face of probability. The parametric approach is like having a rulebook for the game. We know exactly how many doors there are, what's behind each door, and how Monty behaves, always revealing a goat and offering a switch. With this knowledge, we can calculate the exact probabilities of winning by sticking or switching. Think of it like baking a cake. You have a recipe, the rules of the game, and all the ingredients, the probabilities. By following the recipe carefully, you're guaranteed to bake a delicious cake, arrive at the correct answer. In the case of the Monty Hall Problem, the recipe tells us that switching is always the better strategy. The parametric approach helps us understand the problem logically and mathematically. It provides a solid foundation for understanding why switching is the optimal strategy. In real life, we don't always have all the information. This is where the semi-parametric approach comes in. Imagine playing a variation of the Monty Hall Problem, where you don't know if Monty always reveals a goat or if he sometimes randomly opens doors. You have some information, but not the complete picture. This is like trying to bake a cake with a recipe that's missing some ingredients or instructions. You might have to improvise, using your best judgment and experience to fill in the gaps. Similarly, in the semi-parametric approach, we use the information we do have to make educated guesses about the missing pieces. While the semi-parametric approach might not give us the absolute certainty of the parametric approach, it allows us to deal with uncertainty and make more informed decisions in situations where we don't have all the answers. Embracing uncertainty with open arms. Now, let's venture into the realm of the unknown with the non-parametric approach. This approach is like throwing out the recipe altogether and experimenting with different ingredients and techniques. We don't make any assumptions about the rules of the game or Monty's behavior. Instead, we rely on observations and data to understand the probabilities. We might play the game multiple times, observing the outcomes of sticking versus switching to see which strategy yields better results in the long run. This empirical approach allows us to learn and adapt, even when we don't have a complete understanding of the underlying mechanisms. The non-parametric approach embraces the uncertainty inherent in many real-life situations. It highlights the importance of observation, experimentation, and adapting our strategies based on the data we gather. The Monty Hall Problem in our everyday lives. From game shows to grocery stores. You might be thinking, Bill, this is all very interesting, but how does this goat-filled game show dilemma relate to my life? Well, the principles of the Monty Hall Problem can be applied to a surprising number of everyday situations. Think about choosing between two products at the grocery store. You pick one, but then you see a new, improved version of the other product. Do you stick with your original choice, or do you switch? Or imagine you're trying to decide between two job offers. You accept one, but then you receive a counter-offer from the other company. Do you stick with your initial decision, or do you reconsider? These situations, while not identical to the Monty Hall Problem, involve similar elements of probability, choice, and the potential for new information to influence our decisions. The key takeaway is this: being aware of how new information can change the odds can help us make more informed decisions in all aspects of our lives. Section 6. The power of perspective. How switching choices can change the outcome. The Monty Hall Problem teaches us that our initial instincts aren't always right. Our brains tend to latch onto the idea that after Monty opens a door, the odds become 50-50. But as we've seen, this intuition is misleading. The power of the Monty Hall Problem lies in its ability to challenge our assumptions and encourage us to look at problems from different angles. By shifting our perspective and considering the probabilities involved, we can make choices that are more likely to lead to favorable outcomes. It's like looking at an optical illusion. Once you see the image from a different angle, your entire perception changes. The Monty Hall Problem reminds us that sometimes the best course of action is to challenge our initial instincts and embrace a new way of thinking. The Monty Hall Problem as a metaphor for life. The Monty Hall Problem, while rooted in the realm of statistics, can also be seen as a metaphor for life itself. We're constantly faced with choices, often with limited information. We make decisions based on our intuition, our experiences, and the information available to us at the time. But sometimes, like Monty opening a door to reveal a goat, life throws us a curveball. New information comes to light, challenging our assumptions and forcing us to reevaluate our choices. In these moments, it's important to remember the lessons of the Monty Hall Problem. Just as switching doors in the game show can increase our chances of winning, being open to changing our minds in life can lead to new opportunities and better outcomes. Section 8. Conclusion. Embracing the unexpected and making informed decisions. The Monty Hall Problem is a captivating puzzle that highlights the counterintuitive nature of probability. It teaches us that our intuition can sometimes mislead us, and that embracing new information can lead to better decision-making. So the next time you're faced with a choice, remember the goats and the car. Don't be afraid to question your assumptions, explore different perspectives, and consider the probabilities involved. By embracing the unexpected and using the power of statistics, we can navigate the complexities of life with greater confidence and make choices that lead to more favorable outcomes. And that, my friends, is the fascinating world of the Monty.
Knowledge is power.